all over the floor. You can see each player. Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. Hi, everyone. Here with analysts Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. Now here's Suggs. So a look at our starters for the Heat. Davion Mitchell is out there with Tyler Hero. Then it's Bam Adebayo. Then there's Powell. And it's Wiggins in at the power forward position. Well, Clark, in game 2 of the back-to-backs, players have to be running more on adrenaline than rest.
Clearly there's some fatigue that comes into play, especially for your heavy minute players. That's why your reserve players, the guys on the bench, are so important. Because in back-to-back situations, adrenaline's not enough to overcome fatigue.
Here's Mitchell. Orlando making their last shot. Adebayo finds Powell. 13 feet out. And it's Bane with the rebound. Here's Orlando. 4-point game. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Jamal Mosley gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. Like everyone, he's impressed with Adebayo's relentless nature. He said, quote, "We have to match his intensity at both ends, trying to keep him off of the glass and trying to keep the ball out of his hands. The coach knows they can do it for stretches, but he wonders if they can do it for a full game." Guys, back to you.
Allie, thank you. Adebayo sets a screen. Hero, no good.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Grant, since he's come into the league, what's jumped out to you about Hero's development?
Well, I've liked seeing his growth in running the pick and roll. He's not just a jump shooter anymore. He's a guy that can anchor an offensive unit, B.A.
Now here's Hero. His last outing, he had 20. And Powell with the stuff.
Oh, yeah, Powell still has that deceptive, explosive burst. Sometimes he'll catch you by surprise and make you look bad.
Here's De Silva. Wagner outside. Orlando moving the ball around. Clock at 6. From deep, Bane. Orlando again missing. For Miami, they've gone 1 for 3 so far. Wiggins outside. Back to Hero. There's a screen by Wiggins. Hero, no good.
You know he wants that one back, right in his wheelhouse.
From deep, Bane drains the triple.
Yeah, we've seen Bane make a leap offensively because of his ability to bury shots like this.
And here's a timeout from Eric Spoelstra now. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. New group getting ready for Orlando. Batase's checked in for Carter. Isaac comes in for De Silva. Howard's checked in for Wagner. And Black subbed in for Desmond Bane. Miami also changing it up. Ware's checked in for Adebayo. And Jaquez is subbed in for Mitchell. We've got 1:13 left in the first. Hero against Suggs. Hero, no good. Magic leading by 5. Now Howard. Right now averaging 5.5 a game. Isaac with a screen on Hero. Suggs, the pass to Isaac. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Takes a lot to shake Isaac. I mean, he's excellent at getting his shot up and over the defense inside.
Outside Jaquez. Hero looking around. Downtown. It's rebounded by Batadze.
I can't figure out, guys, what's going on with him this quarter. I mean, he hasn't gotten one shot to drop.
9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. The three from Suggs. Isaac for three. It's hauled in by the Heat. Their last meeting was in Orlando, where they were unable to fight off the Magic.
Last time they lost a close one against this team. You have to wonder what they could have done if it wasn't for their foul trouble in that game.
When you are in foul trouble, it makes you less aggressive defensively. And when that's the case, it's hard to offer the kind of resistance that you need to. That was in the back of the mind, the foul trouble they were in.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Orlando ahead, up 7. And we'll be back in just a minute with the start of the second quarter. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. And for Orlando, what jumps out to you guys, stat-wise?
It's simple. The main takeaway from the first quarter is they're winning this game with defense.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the energy, the effort, defensively. They put it all out there in that opening quarter.
Wagner and Isaac holding down those forward spots. Tyus Jones is out there with Anthony Black. And it's Batadze in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's who's out there for Orlando. Wagner against Jaquez. Just 5 to shoot. Fires for 3. And it's Wagner missing. Heat trail by 7. Here's Larson. Checking his stats. He's scoring around 9.5 points per game. And here's Ware. Pass to Larson. Here's Jaquez. No good on the triple. Just over a minute has passed here in the second quarter. Making a name for himself. Goga Batadze. What do you like about him, Clark?
Well, you start with that wingspan and his basketball IQ. I mean, anytime he's near the rim, he's a problem at both ends. He's got a knack for scoring the ball in the paint. And again, you just can't overlook that size and length.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Hey, Franz Wagner was asked to describe his game, and he said, I don't know if there's someone who I would say I play really close to. I'm like a tall guard. I try to do a lot of different stuff out there, and I hope when you see me play, you see that I'm having fun and I'm playing for the right reasons. Guys, back to you.
Okay, thanks for the report, Allie. Making some changes. Payne, he's checked in for Isaac, and it's Jalen Suggs in for Jones. Norman Powell, he's checked in for Miami. Mitchell comes in for Smith. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Mitchell deciding where to go with it. Here's Adebayo. Finds the bottom from 13 feet out. Adebayo's got his first points of the night. Yeah, when it comes to taking an offense out of its rhythm, what are some of the primary methods, Grant?
Well, B.A., you have to disrupt their flow. That can come from steals, deflections, block shots, even change shots. Anything that makes them feel uncomfortable.
Here's Suggs. It's hauled in by the Heat. You know, last game they matched up with the Mavs. A tough loss there.
It was poor efficiency scoring the ball. They needed too many attempts to get their points.
Yeah, and I think they just seem to be a page behind, a step slower out there all game.
Black passes to Batadze. Now Suggs. Orlando moving the ball around. From deep, Payne. Jaquez grabs the board. After 2 consecutive first-round exits, the Magic now looking to take the next step, Clark.
You know, B.A., making the playoffs was the first step for this young core. And now that they have some experience, they've added some talent, too. So they're determined to continue to progress towards championship contending status.
And so now a timeout called by Jamal Mosley. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. Orlando making some changes. Wendell Carter, he's checked in for Batase. De Silva comes in for Wagner. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Black. Miami also changing it up. Ware's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Jovic comes in for Jaquez. And it's Hero in for Larson. Here's Jones. No made baskets yet. Suggs outside. Back to Jones. This one for 3. And there's Bane. That one's good. The assist from Jones.
Anytime he can, Bane is taking this shot. I mean, he is supremely confident from range.
Back to Hero. Powell outside. Ware the screen for 3. The rebound by Carter. If they play this right, they can go 2 for 1.
Yeah, they really have to work the clock right now.
Back to Jones. Here's the pick. 4-3. Can't get his first shot of the game to fall. Heat trail by 4. Pass to Hero. From deep three-point range. No good on the shot. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Orlando ahead, up by 4. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
Hi folks, it's shaping up to be a good second half as we've seen the Orlando Magic trying to take control of this game.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the fans are on the edge of their seats. They're getting their money's worth, Ernie.
It is electric in this arena tonight and the team is vibing. And moving on, let's take a peek at how the East is shaping up here in the midseason.
A look here now at the Magic. They've stayed in the mix. A few people predicted they might regress. Clearly, that hasn't been the case. They continue to hum along. It'll be interesting to see how they close out this year.
And that is going to do it for us. Let's get back to some second half action with Brian Anderson and company.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Boy, you gotta like what we're seeing from Desmond Bane.
Yeah, even with the extra attention he's getting from the defenders, he's finding ways to excel.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything a defense tries to throw at him.
And let's take a look at Miami. Powell is out there with Andrew Wiggins. Then it's Davion Mitchell. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Hero in at the 2. Bane, the pass to Carter. Hero against Bane. The 3 from Suggs. Adebayo grabs the board. Miami trailing. Wiggins finds Hero. Back to Wiggins. Now here's Powell. For the tie. Again, the Heat score.
Powell has such great confidence as a scorer. I mean, he knows where his shots are, and he takes them pretty much every time they're available.
And no question, Bam Adebayo, one of the best all-around big men in the league.
And even as his efficiency has waned just a bit in recent years, he remains steady Eddie on a nightly basis. A two-way player who gives you a little of everything.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thank you, BA. The Miami Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra talked about their approach, and he said, you got to try to take control of the game, set the tone, and play consistently throughout. Everybody's trying to do the same thing. It's who can impose their will longer than the other team. Brian, back to you.
He knows his stuff. All right, Allie, thanks for the report. Outside Bane, pass to Suggs. Will it go? Hits the trifecta. Suggs has got 7.
Getting more comfortable with his jumper. Jalen Suggs, no hesitation there.
The Heat have gone 3 of 3 in this second half. Mitchell, the pass to Wiggins. Hero outside. Pass to Mitchell. Shot clock at 5. Whoa, Wiggins with feeling.
Boy, I like that effort from Andrew Wiggins there, doing a nice job on the offensive glass.
Here's Bane. From outside the arc. Carter, and the tip in on the offensive board. Carter's got his second basket on the night.
Big time effort on the glass.
And when you have a touch that soft, those tip-ins are easier to make.
But only if you grind hard enough to get yourself in tight before the shot goes up, guys. You got to get your work done before the shot is attempted.
And it's slammed in by Carter.
Phenomenal positioning on the glass. Carter Jr. putting on his hard hat right there, not afraid to get those hands dirty.
Pass to Adebayo. Here's Powell. To the inside. And there's Hero. That's good. On the assist from Powell. Hero's gotten his first basket of the night.
When it's this close, every bucket matters. You need good looks.
Wagner outside. Pass to Bane. Now here's Suggs. Nails it from 3. Suggs has got 6 in the quarter.
He's been a steady presence for them. Nice to have that kind of safety net at the offensive end.
Hero against Bane. Adebayo is screen on Suggs. The 3 from Mitchell. That one is off. And we've just finished the third quarter. What a tight game we've got going. Magic out in front, up 3. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist to the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. Wagner and Isaac holding down those forward spots. Anthony Black out there with Tyus Jones. And it's Bataze in at center. That's who's out there for Orlando. Isaac for 3. Rebound Miami. Mitchell outside. From deep, Mitchell. It's rebounded by Batase. Batase's got his 4th rebound in this one. Wagner, the pass to Jones. Pass to Isaac. He tries for 3. The shot comes out.
Even though he hasn't found his groove tonight, his teammates are picking him up.
4th quarter still young. Just over a minute played. Booyah! He sinks the triple.
That's exactly the kind of shooting you need down the stretch to win games.
And we've got a timeout from Jamal Mosley. He's decided it's time to clarify the situation, leaving little room for error. Getting ready for Orlando. Carter, he's checked in for Batase. De Silva comes in for Isaac. Desmond Bain, he's checked in for Black. And it's Jalen Suggs in for Jones. Miami also changing it up. Bam Adebayo's checked in for Ware. Wiggins comes in for Jaquez. And Tyler Hero subbed in for Larson. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hi, guys. Well, Jamal Mosley was just reviewing the plan with his team. They said in the huddle, this is it. No excuses. Let's figure out a way to win. A couple of players spoke as well, firing up their teammates. A great ending could be in store, guys.
And Allie, thank you for that. Rebounded by Powell. And here's Powell. He'll bring it up for the Heat. Here in the 4th quarter, their defense has been very strong. No baskets allowed. Orlando has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the 4th quarter. Bain fires! Rebounded by Powell. The Heat have gotten just 1 shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the 4th. Mitchell outside. Hero! Can't get the go-ahead bucket.
Soft defense in that mid-range area, but they got away with it this time.
Carter outside. Takes a 3. Oh, he cannot hit. And the ball out of play. The Heat will have it. Miami has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Hero! Yes, sir! That one's good!
Yeah, in these moments, Hero knows he has to step up, so he works hard to find the bucket.
Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Payne, now Suggs, shoots a 3. Cleared away by Hero. Powell, it's money from deep.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Norman Powell is definitely a guy you can count on in these situations.
Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the 4th. Payne surveying the D. Cash from downtown.
He's got that clutch gene. It's in his DNA for sure.
For Miami, they've got 3 of 6 shots to go in this 4th quarter. Hero fires. Wagner with the rebound. Here's Orlando. Left side Bain. Wagner inside. He's guarded by Hero. Using the glass to lay it in.
been great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game.
Yes.
And so it's Erik Spoelstra with the timeout here. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. Here's Hero. 29 seconds left in the fourth. Puts up the tray. Oh, it misses. And we've got a timeout from Jamahl Mosley. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. Excellent opportunity here.
Seizing the lead right now would be huge.
Hero against Bane. Carter, a screen on Hero. Bane can't hit it. And Erik Spoelstra decides to call timeout. And coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. We're going to overtime. Don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. Boy, these teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters. Now we're headed to overtime. This one should be fun. On the wing, it'll be Bain and Wagner. Then it's Wendell Carter. Then it's Suggs. And it's De Silva in at the 4-man position to take the lead. Suggs surveys the D. 6 to shoot. Now Carter. Oh, he misses the go-ahead basket. Now Wiggins. Ooh, Wiggins with the speed.
Well, that was quality defense, but Wiggins showing off tremendous athleticism, able to overcome that defense.
Oh, he can't get the layup.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Now Powell, 18 feet out. It's good. What a J.
Boy, that's Powell. He can stretch you out to the 3, but also hit that midi, too.
Up top, Bain. He's guarded by Hero. Here's Bain. Carter outside. Let's loose for 3. Not that time.
I understand why he took the shot. They need the points, but that's just not a good look.
And they go to the intentional foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Now here's Adebayo. And so they foul intentionally.
Jalen Suggs. Second personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for the Heat, Davion Mitchell. Taking 2 shots.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to go. And he ends up making the second. And that puts him up 5. And so Jamal Mosley calls for the timeout. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan. Let's hear from our analyst. Give us your take on the strategy being discussed right now.
They don't want to waste time here. If they can score fast enough, they can go back on D and try to get a stop instead of having to foul.
Bain. Suggs outside. He launches. Another chance. He gets the layup.
Zero fear from Bain. He wants to take the big shots.
Crucial possession right here.
The crowd is on edge.
Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Hero with it. 5 to shoot. Adebayo, a screen on Bain. And the 3 misses. And so Jamal Mosley calls for the timeout. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. What do you think is going to be their best move at this point?
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick 2 and then foul.
Either way, they got to score the ball. Hey, the whole arena and anybody else watching knows they need a 3 to force another overtime.
So it's the Heat taking the W in a close one. Things looked a little uneven for them down the stretch, but in overtime, they took control.
And BA, I don't think they expected this one to be so hard fought. But when they went into overtime, they really poured the gas on the fire.
Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Bam, of all the aspects that went into this win, which do you think was most important?
Our defense, man. You know, when it got down to crunch time, we really locked in, and we pride ourselves on that, like I always say. And, you know, we take those matchups, those one-on-one matchups personal. And we got the stops, and we got a W. We got to tough this one out.
It's always better when you can make it personal. Thanks so much, Bam.
All right, Allie, thanks. Great stuff there. And that'll do it, folks. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Clark Kellogg, this is Brian Anderson thanking you all for tuning in tonight. And let's leave you with our player of the game, Norman Powell.